is to do a version of a preset wrist drill where you actually, from setup, you're going to go ahead and set those wrists, and you're actually going to check that the right palm's facing down, and we're going into a little more flexed bowed position in that left wrist. So you're going to go ahead and preset the wrist. You're going to feel right palm towards the sky in the backswing, and then coming down, you're trying to maintain that feeling in your wrist until you're ready to go ahead and deliver it. And so just a good way to practice to get the feel and ingrain that feeling into your swing. Here we go. Preset the wrist. Go ahead and play the shot. And you don't need full swings to do this. I haven't even swung today, so I'm just going to do kind of some warm-up swings. Same idea though. Preset the wrist, get that feel, and go ahead and go. All right, one more. Preset the wrist, palm facing the sky. Keep that feeling coming down. Go ahead and smash it. All right, now from the face-on view, same preset wrist drill feel. So go ahead and whatever grip adjustments you feel comfortable with, make those grip adjustments. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and set my wrist, feeling right palm more down. The lead wrist is a little bit more bowed or flexed. Once I have that, I'm gonna get palm to the sky. And as I come down, I'm gonna feel like I'm holding that feeling until I'm ready to go ahead and deliver it. Here we go, preset the wrist, play the shot. All right, really good release right down the line that time. Again, preset the wrist, get that feeling, waiter straight at the top. Smash it. Actually, pretty good one. Actually just stayed right down the right side of the corridor. More. Get that preset wrist feel. Palm to the sky, smash it. A little bit of a pull draw that time. Again, all those gave me the same feeling. Then I just got to manage, my start direction and timing of my release and my posture up so I can hold the line in the corridor. Talk a little bit about where your right palm needs to be facing during delivery, and the more you understand this, the more you'll be able to control your start line where you want that ball to start. Now again, keep in mind you're what I call a swing right golfer. So what that means is that when you release it and you have a good release, the ball always starts left of where you're swinging. So if the ball always starts left of where you're swinging, such as like when you smash it and you're swinging to the left, the ball goes left to left. Or if you smash it and you swing straight, the ball actually goes left to your target. Now when you actually feel like coming through the ball that you're actually kind of coming down plane to the right here, which this yellow stick I like to call Main Street, you're kind of heading down Main Street and the palm of your right hand is facing down that road or down that lane as it comes forward, which is facing down to the ground, but it's also facing a little to the right. You may say it's facing sort of the inside quadrant of the ball. Let's say that Main Street sort of pointed right at the inside quadrant of the ball there. So you get set up, and when you're coming down, the palm of that right hand is facing down Main Street. It's facing, that inside quadrant of the ball. And then as you come into impact, you go ahead and release your wrist, you unhinge your wrist, and you continue to unhinge the wrist, and you'll see that the club sort of points down Broadway now. It's pointing right in the direction you want the ball to go. So if you actually get your swing coming down from the inside, and you have the palm of the hand facing down and out towards the inside quadrant there, then you're going to find that you're going to be able to start the ball in your mind more to the right of your target, and then you'll release it and you'll have a nice little draw, and maybe a 3-foot draw or 6-foot draw or 9-foot draw, but it'll be a nice little draw. Okay. Now some of the things you have to guard against is getting the palm facing too down this way and not out enough, because if your palm faces down and then you release it, you're going to release it over here to the left. If coming down, you actually feel like the wrist is hinged back like that, so we call this extension in this wrist. If you're in extension in that wrist and the palm is facing too far to the right, now your swing wants to start it too far right and your path gets too far right, and when you release it, you'll actually get pull hooks if you release it really good. So you got to make sure that palm's facing down. It's actually sort of tracing that line. It's coming into the ball facing the inside quadrant, and then you just unhinge the wrist to get to where you want to go. So if I do this one hand only, I'm going to go up to the top. As I'm coming down, that palm is facing towards that alignment stick. It's on the inside there. As I continue, it's facing the inside quadrant. I'm moving into impact. Now I'm going to go ahead and unhinge the wrist, and as I go through, it continues to unhinge. I don't want to roll it over. So I don't want you feeling like it's facing down and then rolling. That'll shut the face. I want you to feel like it's facing down, it's facing the inside quadrant. You feel like you're going to release it out there down Main Street, and when you do that, you'll find that that club will actually corner squared into impact, and it will release and the toe will go down the line. So kind of a mini version of that is, I'm coming in, I'm coming down Main Street, I go ahead and I release it, it points down the line, and it goes right down Broadway right there. Obviously we want to do that in a bigger swing, but that's what you're trying to feel. Getting used to that palm facing down and in the direction, in your mind, in the direction that you're going to start the ball. And that direction is pointed somewhere on the inside quadrant of that ball. Another thing you do sometimes is you get to face down, and then you get it to face the back of the ball, and there's another pull. Instead of facing down in that inside quadrant, it'll feel a little bit right to you, and then getting that proper release through the ball to your target. All right, Dave, let's go ahead and demonstrate this in a shot now. So again, I want you to get set up, feeling like you're going to play that ball straight down that orange alignment stick. Again, I like to call that Broadway. So I feel like I'm aiming right down Broadway. From here, I want to go up, and as I come down, the palm of that right hand is facing down Main Street. This yellow alignment stick is Main Street. So it's facing at Main Street, which means it's just both facing down, but it's also facing out a little bit. And as I continue into impact, it's going to face the inside quadrant of the ball. I'm coming into impact, it's facing the inside quadrant of the ball. Right at the bottom, I'm releasing it, so I'm getting that release to square the club face. And if I go ahead and square that club face, and I continue to release it, I'm going to get around the corner from Main Street to Broadway, and I'm going to end up releasing it right down Broadway. So it feels like coming down, I'm going down Main Street, the palm of the right hand is facing Main Street, facing the inside quadrant of the ball. At this point, I feel like I'm going to continue to swing down Main Street. But what happens is when I release it and go ahead and continue that release, it goes right around the corner and it goes right down Broadway. So that's actually what we're looking for. We're trying to get set up, get that feel that we're going to play it down Broadway. I'm swinging up Main Street, down Main Street with the palm facing Main Street right into the inside quadrant. I'm going to go ahead and release it. When I release it, I'm going to get right around the corner, smash it right down Broadway. Okay, so I had that release that time. I actually didn't stay down Main Street long enough, to get myself swinging right enough, and there's a little pull draw. Hey, it was a nice draw, but it was just a little pull draw. So let's try one more here. I'm going to try to stay down Main Street long enough, and then go ahead and smash it right back down Broadway. Okay, so that time I stayed on Main Street too long. The palm was facing there and I stayed there too long, and I got a little bit of a push that time, and that ball kind of stayed right down Main Street. Ideally for you, again, I'm a swing left golfer, you're a swing right golfer, so it's a little harder for me to demonstrate. Ideally for you, I either want the shot to go down Main Street or corner back to Broadway. I want it to stay in that window. I never want you crossing them over to the left. All right, one more here. Let's see if I can get this Main Street to Broadway now. Get that palm down, swinging right feel, smashing it at the bottom and cornering right on the Broadway. All right, that one was really good there. That sucker cornered, came down Main Street, cornered right on Broadway, actually went right down Broadway, hit the barber's pole that time. So that's exactly what we're looking for. We're trying to get that swing inside, coming down from the inside. Palm is facing down and out about the same amount. I don't want the palm facing way out, and I don't want the palm facing way down. It kind of feels like it's facing down with the equal amount of down and out. As it comes into impact, it's facing the inside quadrant. We're releasing it through the ball. We're making that corner and releasing it all the way on the Broadway. And that ball, if anything, will just start just a little bit right on the right side of Broadway, and it'll draw right back down the middle of Broadway.